Good day, Donald and KB. Hello, Jay. Daria, Francine. How nice to see you all. Another poem from Kim Stafford this morning. The escalation of the possible. A man who shouts must feel powerless without shouting. A man who picks up a gun must feel powerless without a gun. A nation that drops bombs must feel powerless without them. But what is power? What is a nation? What is a person? A man is a child with greater responsibilities. A nation is big enough to not need to be afraid. A gun is an intricate invention of the powerless. A woman poet shot shall have power over all. Her words are suddenly our words. What she can't say, we must say. Give good words to the child, give good power to the person, give the nation forgiveness. Even if we can't solve all the problems right away, it's when we hurry that we kill. It's when we are afraid that we ripen a child for shouting, needing a gun, wanting a bomb. So we are growing another kind of world, wise children learning to say at every meeting, "How is it with you? Where do you live? What do you love? Please, will you show me?" A child who shouts must feel powerless without shouting. A person who picks up a gun must feel powerless without that gun. A nation that drops bombs must feel powerless without them. But what is power? What is a nation? What is a person? A person is a child with greater responsibilities. A nation is big enough to not need to be afraid. A gun is an intricate invention of the powerless. A woman poet shot shall have power over all. Her words are suddenly our words. What she can't say, we must. Give good words to the child. Give power to the person. Give the nation forgiveness. Even if we can't solve all the problems right away, it's when we hurry that we kill. It's when we are afraid that we ripen a child for shouting, needing a gun, wanting a bomb. So we are growing another kind of world. Wise children learning to say at every meeting, "How is it with you? Where do you live? What do you love? Please, will you show me?" So we are growing another kind of world. Wise children learning to say at every meeting, "How is it with you? Where do you live? What do you love? Please, will you show me? How is it with you? Where do you live? What do you love? Please, please, will you show me?" Let us practice peacefulness. Let us practice contentment. Let us practice with every fiber of our being ahimsa, non-violence. The foundation of the Buddha's teachings is this ahimsa, non-violence, non-coercion, non-demand. And so we come together here now. To be peaceful. We take this comfortable upright posture. The Satipatthana Sutra says the person goes to a quiet place, an abandoned house. They sit themselves down comfortably upright, and abandoning covetousness and grief, they place mindfulness before them. Abandoning the future and the past. And they bring attention to the body, to in-breathing and out-breathing. And like a turner or a turner's apprentice, a turner being a person at a lathe, when making a long turn, they know I'm doing a long turn. When making a short turn, they know I'm taking a short turn. And so we observe in-breathing and out-breathing and the details of that. And we come home to the life of the present moment. It's quite unambiguous. It's be here. There's nothing to figure out. There's no problem to solve. And each in-breathing has a beginning. Each out-breathing has a beginning. Let us climb into the present moment. Let us descend into the present moment. it's quite likely that the mind will stray from staying peacefully with the breath. It may manifest as restlessness and agitation, worry, trying to sort out the problem, trying to get the right words for that conversation yesterday or last month or last year or next week. It may fall into sleepy dullness, sloth and torpor. It might be filled with desire, wanting, craving. I want something different from this. Or it might not like what's happening here and be aversive. It might have aversion toward something in the world, a person, oneself. There might be doubt. There could be emotions. There probably is mood. We act toward all of these experiences with ahimsa, nonviolence. We don't have to get rid of them. They naturally pass away. What we do is to take the seat of awakening. This in-breathing, this out-breathing. There's a very powerful strategy, really emphasized by the great Mahasi Sayadaw of Burma. It's called noting. And with a certain part of the mind, a certain small word part, we might say the words rising, rising, falling, falling. As the chest and abdomen rise, and as they fall. We don't want to become preoccupied with the words, but they're gentle pointers. This is what's actually happening. Rising, rising, falling, falling. When mindfulness awakens in the midst of a wandering mind, the note is wandering, wandering, returning, returning. If the mind has a propensity to worry or plan, we could be quite specific. Worrying, worrying, planning, planning. Returning, returning. There are so many dimensions of the human experience. Mind, one can notice if the mind is expansive or contracted. And note that. Spacious, spacious, contracted. If it's restless, it can be noted as restless. If it's concentrated, it can be noted as concentrated, concentrated. We can open up to the level of mood. Moods can be depressed, joyful, anxious. There is generally a very profound identification with mood. I am depressed. I am a good person. I am a bad person. With mindfulness and curiosity, the entire human experience becomes something worthy of very intimate presence. If one takes a glass full of turbulent, muddy water and just lets it sit for a while, the water will clarify. The particles will slowly sink to the bottom. The same is true in some ways in the mind. If we stop feeding it, if we stop stirring it up, it tends toward its natural state of ease. And when we notice restlessness, it's not so that we can attack the restlessness somehow, figure it out, get rid of it. It is temporary turbulence in an otherwise vast, spacious openness. So we sit and allow our natural state to emerge. And it does. It always does. Sometimes there's work to do along the way. Trauma to heal, emotions to release. But underneath, there's this spaciousness. The insight meditation practice, or vipassana. Vipassana meaning seeing things as they are. Has no content all content is seen to arise and pass away. The effort is to simply be awake. A companion practice, very closely, intimately related, is that of loving kindness and compassion. These are concentration practices. And they have some content. One very simple one is the familiar mantra, I love you, with your name at the end. And we simply repeat this, revolve this very gently in the heart. I love you, maybe on the in-breath. And we notice any resistances and love them too. I love you, with your name at the end. Another very simple way to practice this is on the in-breath, to create some mantra like, may I be happy. I long to be happy. On the out-breath, may all beings be happy. So we're still aware of breathing. But we add this other component of consciousness, of mind, an intention. When we forget and the mind wanders off, that's not a problem. It's actually a golden opportunity for mindfulness to reassert itself. And to take up the simple, quiet, inward chanting in a way. May I be happy, content. May all beings be happy and content. And we might stay with this simple phrase for the rest of the meditation, or something else might emerge, like, may I be peaceful. May all beings be peaceful. And please now let us become aware of the life in the feet and the legs. The life in the hands and the fingers. The life of breathing. The life of the throat and neck. And the jaw and the cheeks and the lips. The life of the eyes and the forehead. And bringing awareness into the eyes. Not some imagination of them, but the actual sensations of eyes. And forming an intention to let the eyes open or to open them. And then ever so gently, kindly, patiently, peacefully, lifting the eyelids to observe the miracle that occurs that we call seeing. And in our instance, there are a few faces to be seen. A few names without faces. Why not wish these persons, one by one or together, may you be peaceful today. May you be safe. Safe from inner and outer danger, they say in the teachings.